What's up, folks? Welcome to Open Game episode number 10. I'm your host, Scribe Say, and we got special guests today, Dragonfly and Mantis. Currently, we got Mantis right in here. We went for Dragonfly to show up any second now. Maybe he's on his way flying in, you dig? So we got Mantis here. We're gonna start getting into what's going on with these cats right here. They just dropped a new album. Was it April 9th? I believe it was around that time, 2021 this year. And so we're gonna check in on them and see what that's all about. But first of all, man, I want to start off by saying thanks for joining us on this Open Game episode. And we want to find out a little bit of history about you, man. So tell me about you specifically as Mantis. What's happening before you came into Dragonfly and Mantis?
Oh man, I've been involved with a few projects as I've been, on my road and on my travels. But, I've been started out in San Diego, really messing around with stuff. I had a group called Urban Root, and you remember that. You were kind of rolling with us back in those days and all that kind of stuff. Now you were doing your own thing too, but we had this group called Urban Root, and that's what kind of linked me into wanting to do some hip hop, spoken word kind of stuff, and combining it with music. And then ended up doing some stuff called the Able Minded Poets Group, and started working with that. Developing that, and then I started having some fun doing some rock and roll kind of music because I wanted to kind of try that kind of style of music. So I do still have a group called Dead Hearts Club, and we still mess around. We got some albums out and stuff like that, and do that kind of jazz. But then I moved out here to Phoenix, actually, from San Diego to Phoenix, and then I started working at Crescent Ballroom, and that's when I ran into Dragonfly over there. Just seeing all the, it was years and years since I even grabbed a microphone and everything, but I felt kind of the itch. He was making beats and everything. I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind kind of checking out what it is, my day and age, my time, what I could actually do right now, So he kind of coming up with some stuff, and that's kind of how Dragonfly and Mantis kind of formed. He makes the beats, and I kind of write all the shit down. So and now doing everything.
That's exactly what I was looking for right there. Was one of my other questions was who's doing the production, who's on the vocals. So we got that. You doing the vocals. Man, you do have a history back in Dago from what I remember, man, and you're a phenomenal lyricist as far as I'm concerned. Your energy is what kind of creates that whole entire vibe for everybody's experience with what you're doing, man. So I feel like you brought it into what we're doing now. Here comes Dragonfly right now. Oh man, you guys got the funky shades. I need to go back and get me some of them real quick. What's happening, Dragonfly? Audio's connecting right now. Welcome to episode 10, Open Game.
What up, Scribe?
What up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for joining us. You guys are killing it with those shades, man. That's looking dope. Got the whole vibe. All right, so we just started the interview, man, and I found out a little bit of history for Mantis in particular. So you came in at a perfect time. It was almost like on cue. Can you give us a little bit of history of yourself personally leading up to Dragonfly?
Absolutely, man. I've been a fan of hip hop and electronic music probably since the early 80s, man. I'm from the East Coast. I'm a New York rap guy, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, pretty much anything from Long Island.
Strong Island.
Also, back then, started getting into DJ Shadow, Thievery Corporation, some of the trip hop stuff that's out there. And I play drums myself, so I've always been fascinated by programming and creating drum beats electronically as opposed to playing them, live. So that's kind of where I got my start in sort of making electronic music.
Okay. Did the Dragonfly happen when you guys came together then?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you break it down, man. Go for it, man.
Break it down.
Pretty much we were both working at Crescent Ballroom. I moved out here. Aaron was part of the sound production over at Crescent Ballroom, and I just moved out here. So I started working over there. I don't know if you know what Crescent Ballroom is, but it's like a music venue here. It's kind of like the Casbah in San Diego. You get a lot of bands, really nice bands that roll everything through there. So I started working there. And then Aaron and I, we were just kind of cool. And he was in some bands. He knew I was in a band and stuff. And we just kind of started talking. And like I said, man, one day he's like, I had these beats. And he started just playing these beats. And I was just like, oh my God, it just all brought it all back. You know what? I've been messing around with the rock and roll and stuff, but I had to go back to my roots too and get on that microphone and just try some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of came together and we just experimented. And there you go.
Okay. So we definitely know who the producer is now, and I think that's cool that you drum as well, man. It definitely brings in like proper form of what music is, even though it becomes electronic. So I dig that a lot. So your album that you guys just did, can I call it an album? Album?
Absolutely.
So you just did one called "Songs for the Dawn Goddess," and I'm gonna say the release date, at least on Bandcamp, was published 2021. So this year, how's it been doing?
It's been received great, man. We put out 2 singles before that to kind of let people know we were on the scene. We were sitting on a bunch of material right now, so we wanted to get some stuff out there. But yeah, we feel like it's getting received pretty well, man. Both people, you know, from our generation who recognize some of the references and the influences we have, but as well, you know, a lot of younger people are enjoying it as well, which is cool because it definitely has an old school sound to it.
Yeah, no, I was definitely digging it. I'm not gonna bring up any references, but if you hear this album, go check it out right now. Dragonfly and Mantis, Songs for the Dawn Goddess. You can specifically go to Bandcamp to make a purchase. You can check it out. It's got 6 songs, correct?
That is correct.
Couple in there. There's also your singles that you're talking about. So you got Tether and Recon. To go into that just for a second, the release date for that was March. So that was just before leading up. What was it that got you guys to release those 2 as singles? What was that all about?
Dragonfly, hit that up, man. Tell
Well, basically, we had one song. We had Recon that was going to be our first single, and then we had also worked with Tether, and we had 2 different people helping us make videos for those. We were able to do a project with a local brewery here in Phoenix called Huss Brewery. They wanted to include us in one of their commercials, so we were basically able to come down to Crescent Ballroom and basically sort of set up like a live show, even though there wasn't anyone here, and film sort of what we look like in a live performance. Dan, the videographer for that project, basically recorded some extra footage of us performing Recon, and so then we had a live performance video basically that we didn't really expect to have before the Huss project. And so once we had that live video, we're like, we got to put this one out first, even though we'd been already sort of working on the Tether lyric video. So we put the Recon video out first, and then we dropped the Tether video right afterwards. And that was made by a good friend of ours, Jeremy Charles.
He's also the visuals that are on the album too.
Right on.
Yeah, he does all the videos for the songs.
As far as like the symbol, man, I get Dragonfly, man. He's been searching for him. He's found a symbol that represents us. And then we just kind of like, both me and him kind of go back and forth and change like the style of it, change the colors and all that kind of jazz. Like we said, he's the one who did the video, did the imagery for the video that we had earlier and everything. So, and then other things in mind. We want to start working with other people, work with other talented heads, work with other artists so they can help us work on album covers, help us work on singles. Because, you know, one of the things we do want to do is like connect with other artists that have other things and other talents and somehow draw them into what we're doing. Also, us get drawn into kind of what they're doing, you know?
Right.
Like Elders of the how you guys are all kind of spread out all over with all kinds of artists and positive shit going on like that.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you noticed that. We doing Elders of the Block is an organization that's going to be worldwide. We just getting started. Worldwide, yo. That's what we doing.
I want to be a part of that shit, man.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's gonna be a part of it, man. And whether you like it or not. And everybody will dig it. All right, so I wanted to tell you, man, one of my favorite jams on your new release is Vacuum, man. I'm really digging Vacuum a lot. Gotta check out Songs for the Dawn Goddess. That's their latest release project, which is 6 songs. We're gonna call it an album. And Tether is another one I wanted to bring up that's really hits me. Is that something that you consider like getting out into the b-boy circuit? Because that's something funky that people can dance to, man.
Man, I'll say as far as the lyrical, I told you, it comes from Dragonfly makes these beats, man, and I hear some shit. So it's like I'll explain a little bit what I'm doing. Let Dragonfly kind of explain his process too in making that song. Like my process when I heard that beat, I definitely instantly like wanted something you can kind of groove b-boy kind of style, but I really was feeling like my all-time favorite MC, one of my all-time favorite artists in the world was Ishmael Butler, man, the Diggable Planets, Shabazz Palace cat. And I was like, I got a lot of inspiration to try to kind of tackle something on that kind of level, you know what I mean? So like throwing that in, of course, like throw a little NFM feel to it, you know what I'm saying? But definitely that b-boy kind of fun, like, just getting that beatbox kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted a song that I could try to flow and do something like that, and people could just dance and groove out to and just get lost in a little bit. So enough for me. Hey, Dragonfly, what you think, man?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, our project is basically, there is definitely a strong hip hop influence. There's, other forms of electronica and stuff that come in here as well. But our basic goal is to make music that moves people. All we really want to do is have a set and have songs that make people dance. And, a lot of that is going to be funk and hip hop style. Absolutely.
So what I was getting from your Bandcamp is it's electronic, ambient, dance, experimental, psychedelic. And we just talked about some things, I want to put it in a skateboard video for some music, man. It's that energy, you know what I'm saying? It's that movement. And we just talked about, getting into the b-boy circuit. So you guys are covering a lot of areas with your electronic music, man. We talked about the artwork. You guys are in Phoenix, Arizona, correct?
Straight out of the desert.
Straight out the desert, man. That's desert music right there. What's the scene like for you guys so far? You talked about doing the video for Huss Beverage. What's been going on prior to that? What's happened after that? In and out and about and around for the scene. I know we've been in a pandemic, but some of us are more forceful and we're go-getters and we kind of bend the rules a little bit and do things. So what have you guys been doing in the scene and for the scene and because of the scenes in Phoenix specifically?
Take it away, Dragonfly. Go for
it. All right, man. Yeah, definitely the pandemic. We had played 2 live shows basically right before the pandemic came. Played the last one in February of 2019. The shutdown gave us a time to create more music and really focus on creating more material. And so for us, having a little bit of a break really gave us a chance to sort of round out our set, round out our sound, and start moving in a couple of the new directions that we're starting to move in. As far as the local scene goes, both of us play in other bands. Both of us have worked at music venues. I still work at a music venue. I help run a music festival called Side Pony Express, which is down in Bisbee, Arizona. So we actually debuted at the last one they had at the end of that would have been 2019 or 2018 November. But that project has over 100 bands playing in a small town, and over 3,000 people came down for it. And it's all emergent artists. There's no headliners. There's no major acts. We don't pay any bands to play at it. If you want to play, you just got to come down and find a hotel room and find a stage. But so we're definitely a part of the emerging Arizona music scene. And, it's a city that for its size doesn't get a lot of respect. It's a transplant place. Both of us are from different places and met out here, but the music scene in Arizona would blow a lot of people away. The diversity, talent, every genre of music. We got everything from punk to metal to amazing Latino influence music, the hip hop scene, the DJ scene here. There's a lot of famous people that have come from Arizona, but I feel like it doesn't really get the respect on the national level as a major city.
Yeah, I could see that, man. It's not your metropolis, but like you said, you guys are doing it, being a lot of transplants out there. I can imagine, just like anywhere else, that brings a different type of sound, so it's special on its own,
Absolutely. It's not sort of a place you have to go to that already has an established sound, so you can sort of create the sound here, create the scene here. So It's a pretty amazing opportunity for us.
I'm just throwing something real quick. The thing I was so impressed too about this town is that people really do respect the arts. People really stand by the arts here. And I'm not just talking music, we're talking art, we're talking dance, we're talking all kinds of shit, man. And people really respect. They will come out and here and support their live bands. They do it here. And it's just absolutely amazing. I've even found that it's not totally hard to try to get a gig or something. You can find it. You don't have to jump through too many loops to actually make something happen. You know, there's people out there that are making things, that are sewing things. There's people that are making like natural foods. It's like a whole different scene for all different kinds of people, and you can be surprised how much is happening out here that you just don't even notice. You know, so as far as this place, town has given us love, and the love comes right back at it. You know, it's amazing. This place is awesome.
Maybe we can get some more people to pass through when everything opens up, as well as get you guys out and about around the world. Because, you know, they say, but you get more recognition when you're outside of your hometown anyway. So definitely, I look forward to seeing you guys out there overseas, man.
Definitely, brother.
Platforms. So we just talked about Bandcamp being one of the locations that people can go to and get a digital download. They can listen to your music. They can see some of your artwork for the album covers. Is there any other platforms that you want to plug in?
Well, we got
absolutely, man. YouTube is basically the main place we release everything on, because we put a video out with every track we put out, and it's just I feel like that's the place most people go to look for new music. You know, we're not on Spotify or iTunes or any of those platforms yet. We basically are on YouTube, we're on Bandcamp, and we're on SoundCloud. YouTube is sort of the one that we can have our videos on and anybody can access, and obviously Bandcamp and SoundCloud are free as well. We're not really sure how we feel about moving on to Spotify and those other sort of paid platforms. Mm-hmm. So right now, we're just on free ones.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Let's get that movement going too, man. We don't want anybody to capitalize on what we're doing, all of our work. I think there's got to be some kind of union that we create on our own, so to speak, that's similar to what everybody else has done with all of their, you know, strong foundations of being independent, right?
Yeah, that's a great idea, man.
It is. I think so. And the funny thing is I'm sure some of these that's already in existence right now were intended to be that. And, you know, it always goes to the wrong direction, man. You know what I'm saying? Becomes Absolutely. Commercialized. So let's see if we can stay away from that and get something going for ourselves. So these would be the best ways to get your music. We got Bandcamp and YouTube, specifically Bandcamp to purchase the album. It's very affordable, folks. Go there and check it out. 6 pieces, you know, for the album, which is called Songs for the Dawn Goddess. And then they got the 2 singles. Remember that tether one, man. It's going to put you on the floor. If you're going down on the floor, you know, whatever style you got, but let's get that in the B-boy circuit. Yeah, man. So, man, I really appreciate you guys coming on this show. Is there anything that you can end on a note with?
That I'm just like, first of all, I just want to say, Scribe, man, you're a true brother, man. We have a history. I've known this brother for a really long time. You've always been positive. I've always been impressed with your music and the positive energy you always put in the air. And to me personally, it's an honor to be a part of what you're doing here, man. Seriously, man.
Oh, likewise, man.
Dragonfly, man, he's my homie. I love you, brother. I'm just proud of what we're doing, what we're creating. I'm so proud that our world here is expanding with good, righteous, positive people, man. I want to keep rolling with you cats, man. That's all I gotta say, man.
That's what's up. I feel the same way. What's up, Dragonfly? How you feeling, man?
Man, we are so grateful to have a chance to be on here and to talk to you, man, and to share what we're doing with, you know, more people that are probably going to dig it. And honestly, stay tuned. We got a couple collaborations we're working on with some local artists in Phoenix. We're going to have some new music coming out probably within the next month. Still writing new material. So our plan is to just keep putting stuff out constantly. So stay tuned.
All right. You heard it from Dragonfly and Mantis. Stay tuned. They're coming with some more material already. They're going to build. And like I said, man, we're putting it out into the universe. They're going to do some big things with us and for us and because of us. So stay tuned on these cats, Dragonfly and Mantis. Check out that new album, Songs for the Dawn Goddess. My last question for y'all is, let's start with Dragonfly. What's your superpower?
I would have to say it's recognizing that every great song has a great bass line in it.
Ooh.
Can't go wrong.
Ooh. I can relate with that one.
Yeah, it all starts with the bass.
Okay. I'm going to think about that on my next production, man.
Absolutely, man.
All right, so we got the superpower for Dragonfly. Mantis, what's your superpower, bro?
I think I'd say my superpower would be that don't ever keep yourself a one genre or style. Go as wild and as crazy as you can, man. You know, you're not just because you're in a punk doesn't mean you're limited to just that style of music. Throw some classic in there, throw some country in there, throw some shit international from around the world, throw some African music, throw some old school European style like Beethoven shit, man. Just like Indian music, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get the point, but I'm saying like the thing is, man, it's such a huge planet, but it's not that huge. It's all accessible, whether it's the people around you or the things that you're seeing. Absorb that shit and throw it out there.
That's what's good, man. I dig that. Yeah, and I know you, and I know that you've been true to that already, man. You've covered so much ground already. You're unstoppable, yo. Just keep creating. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing as a group, man.
I can't wait to link up with you, man. We need to get some Scribe Sarah shit with some
I think that's gonna happen too. Yeah. I already thought about that, man. So thank you for bringing that up. We got it public. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Absolutely, man.
It's out there. All right, my brothers. Thank you for joining. This is Elders of the Block, episode 10. We're gonna keep in touch with you. We're gonna push this as hard as we can for you, man, and because of you. And we'll check in with you again when you get out there and do some more things. Keep in touch.
Excellent. Thank you, brother.